The Browns were supposed to be taking a break, licking their wounds after that humiliating loss in New England. That game wasn't just bad, it was catastrophic. Fans were leaving early, broadcasters were speechless, and social media was flooded with despair. It was the kind of loss that forces a franchise to look in the mirror and question everything. The offense was lifeless. Dillon Gabriel looked completely overwhelmed, and head coach Kevin Stefanski seemed out of answers. Rumors swirled that owner Jimmy Haslam was furious, demanding accountability and pressuring the front office for answers. Cleveland was in chaos, but this city doesn't just collapse, it combusts. And right in the middle of that smoldering wreckage, Shedeur Sanders dropped a spark that lit the entire thing on fire. While scrolling through Instagram, Shedeur saw a Browns blogger's post that boldly declared he should be starting after the bye week. No words, no caption, just that little heart symbol glowing red. It was small, silent, and deliberate, but in Cleveland it was the equivalent of setting off a grenade in the locker room. Within minutes, reporters were rushing to get statements. ESPN Cleveland went into overdrive, and talk radio shows turned that single like into the story of the week. Analysts dissected it frame by frame, as if decoding a hidden message from the rookie quarterback himself. Some fans celebrated it as a signal of confidence, shouting for Shedeur to take over immediately. Others groaned, exhausted by yet another quarterback controversy in a city defined by them. And through it all, Shedeur said nothing. He didn't issue a statement or stir the pot. He simply went on with his day, calm, collected, and fully aware that the chaos was speaking for him. That's what separates him from most young players, his command of modern media. He doesn't need to rant, post, or argue. He knows that sometimes silence is louder than any press conference. By liking that post, he didn't just fan the flames, he controlled the fire. To understand why this moment exploded the way it did, you have to look at the dysfunction bubbling beneath the surface in Cleveland. This wasn't just about one rookie quarterback. It was about a front office and a coaching staff locked in a quiet war. It started on draft day when general manager Andrew Berry made a move that blindsided his head coach. Stefanski had already chosen his guy, Dillon Gabriel, the safe system quarterback he believed fit his offensive scheme. But when the fifth round rolled around and Shedeur Sanders was somehow still available, Berry couldn't resist. He overrode his coach and took him, knowing the potential value. That decision fractured the power structure before the season even started. Stefanski never wanted Sanders. He wanted his own project, his own system guy. So instead of embracing the rookie's talent, he buried him. No first-team reps, no meaningful preseason opportunities. Despite being one of the most productive quarterbacks in college football, with elite accuracy, poise, and leadership, Shedeur was treated like an afterthought. It was a move that baffled fans and reporters alike. Everyone could see the tension. Everyone could feel it. Cleveland's front office had drafted a rising star, but their head coach was determined to prove a point. Then came that disastrous game against New England. Gabriel was rattled from the opening drive, his timing off, his reads slow, his confidence gone. The offense sputtered like an engine running out of gas. Every possession felt like an eternity, and the crowd's frustration turned into open chants for the rookie. By the final whistle, the fan base wasn't just angry, they were ready for a change. And Shedeur, watching from the sidelines, knew it too. That's why his Instagram move was so perfectly timed. He waited until the bye week, when the organization was supposed to regroup and evaluate the direction of the season. Reports were already leaking that ownership wanted to see what the rookie could do. The media buzz was growing louder by the day. And just when the tension reached its peak, Shedeur quietly tapped that heart and let the city do the rest. It wasn't a coincidence, it was precision. Behind the scenes, reports began to emerge that the Browns might actually be preparing for a change. NFL insiders hinted that if Shedeur does get the nod, the announcement could come right before their next game against the Jets. It's a strategic move, one that would give the team time to design a game plan tailored to his strengths. He's got the arm, the composure, and the athletic instincts to make things happen even when the play breaks down. Pair that with offensive coordinator Tommy Rees, who's reportedly been one of Shedeur's biggest supporters, and you might finally have the formula Cleveland's been missing all season. And yet the bigger story isn't just about football, it's about image and influence. What Shedeur did with that single gesture showed a level of maturity most veterans don't have. He didn't fight the dysfunction with drama. He fought it with patience and precision. It's the same cool confidence that defines his father, Deion Sanders, but reimagined for a new generation that understands how to weaponize social media instead of being consumed by it. He turned a quiet moment online into the loudest conversation in the league. Cleveland fans, desperate for something, anything to believe in, have rallied around him. His name trends every time a reporter mentions quarterback controversy. His jersey sales are climbing before he's even taken an NFL snap. Practices have become must-see events, with fans cheering just to watch him throw. That single Instagram like didn't just shift a narrative, it reignited hope. If you look deeper, this entire saga says more about the Browns organization than it does about Shedeur himself. They drafted a quarterback they didn't intend to play, ignored the obvious talent sitting on their bench, and now find themselves backed into a corner because of their own pride. Every misstep, every contradiction, every stubborn refusal to adapt has led to this point. And now the franchise faces a defining decision: double down on dysfunction or finally give their future a chance. It's hard not to see the poetry in it all. A rookie quarterback, silenced and sidelined by the politics of football, ends up flipping the entire narrative with one quiet digital move. It's modern sports storytelling at its finest, part strategy, part rebellion, part redemption arc. And make no mistake, if Shedeur gets his chance against the Jets, the city will erupt like never before. The fans will show up, the energy will shift, and every eye in the league will be watching to see if this quiet young man can live up to the noise he created without saying a word. Cleveland has seen chaos before, but this feels different. This feels like the calm before a storm that could redefine the franchise's future. The Browns are teetering on the edge of collapse, and standing right there in the middle of it all is Shedeur Sanders, cool, confident, and ready. He's not fighting for attention. He's waiting for his opportunity to speak the only language that matters in football: winning. And when that moment comes, Cleveland might finally get the spark it's been missing for decades. If you made it this far, you already know what to do. Smash that like button to help this story reach every Browns fan who needs to see what's really going on behind the scenes. Subscribe to the channel for the latest updates on this quarterback battle, because the next chapter of Cleveland's chaos is about to unfold. And tell us what you think in the comments. Should Shedeur finally get the start after the bye week? Is that Instagram like a statement of confidence or the beginning of a new era in Cleveland? Drop your thoughts below, because one way or another, this story is far from over.